Okay, hello everybody. Been a while. This has been a grumpy old guy gaming, trying to stream once a month at least. Had to cut back a bit this year. Just work and everything is getting to be a bit more than it had been over the past year and a half, 2 years. Plus, kind of important to keep hobbies in perspective for me. And this is what this is. Started as a social experiment slash teaching experiment, and it turned into a hobby. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for you guys coming in and checking these out when you do. Absolutely love the comments and love to hear from people, both new and returning, um, when you do chime in. But it's just one of those days where I kind of need to chill and, play something. It's been an awful, awful stretch of days. And, you know, today we're just going to do something nice and easy and classic. This is Galaxian. It's actually a bootleg version for the Master System. Nice, simple colors. If you've played Galaxian, you're already very familiar with what's going on here. So you can see the high score set at 5,000. I did play a practice round ahead of time, mainly just to make sure the computer was actually going to cooperate for whatever reason. It's been acting real choppy at times lately. Don't know what to do. Back in the day, I guess the go-to advice would be time to defragment, but I don't think that's the thing you do with computers anymore. Not really sure if it was all that good to do back then either. It was just kind of the thing we did. Oh, just missed that shot. I will say this is one of the more forgiving versions of Galaxian I've got on the computer here. Got that red ship out of the way. That was nice. Even more impressive, I had an eyelash fall in my right eye, so I did that all kind of one-eyed. I have both of my eyes open, and I can't hit the damn purple ship for the life of me. Could sacrifice a ship here. Really don't like doing that. But I could just ram the sucker. There we go. We got it. Already up to 2100. Things are looking good. Another near miss there. Missed the gold ship. Wanted to get that top ship. See, I tried to cross and I got shot. Okay, 2550. Still a couple lives left. There are people who have strategies, and then there are people like me who are like, this is Galaxian. My strategy is shoot at the ships. 3230 at this point. So things going on right now. It is March, last days of winter. Every time March comes up, especially here in Pennsylvania, you kind of want to think spring, but it's not. It's not spring until, after St. Patrick's Day by a few. That is also coming up next week. I have a show to go to for my job. That round just went downhill when I started actually talking, didn't it? So still chasing 5,000. It's more than attainable. I just need to get my head out of my backside when playing. Thought it was tough to shoot with one eye closed. Just imagine how tough it is to shoot with your head up your backside. Still no Major League Baseball, and that's a bummer. If you're familiar with the channel at all, I'm a baseball guy. Ooh, got a nice 800-point bonus there for taking out both of the escort ships with the gold ship. Also, theoretically, makes taking the rest of these down easier because the green ships are supposed to be the simple ones. They're your, grunts. Oh, we did take them both out, lost a ship in the process, but hey, we're up over 2,000. Nice little string of shots there. But I'm a big baseball guy. I am. And it is distressing and just sad that labor negotiations have gotten to this cartoonishly stupid a point. And wow, once again, second round, and that round just went to shit. I should have just titled this I Suck at Galaxian. Nah, we'll do better this time. Calling it now. This is the round we beat 5,000. But we're not doing it on bonus points, as we've already inadvertently taken out both of the gold ships. There we go. Just kind of mowing them down, keeping that edge safe. Oh, that time the ship got completely around us, and we almost crashed into the sucker trying to escape. Did you see that thing just duck right around the shot? That was crazy. Okay, so only 1820 through the first round, but it's 1820 with all of our ships intact. Which usually doesn't survive me saying all the ships are intact. Didn't get our bonus 800 there. That would have been nice, but living to fight another day is also nice. Got a quality 200. Not gonna scoff at that in the least. Another 200, racking up those 200 point bonuses, and we're not sad about them. Things we are sad about. My son had a particularly rough day today. Apparently playing a little too aggressively at school, and he broke a kid's glasses. Not a violent child by any means, although this certainly doesn't help that impression. Very bright boy. We just got haircuts the other day, and it was with a new barber. Our barber had retired after the holidays there. But when we went in, he decided to show the new barber exactly who he was and what he was about by asking him not to jack the barber chair up too high, as he was acrophobic. There it is. We're over 5,000. Actually in a nice little groove here. That was actually kind of fun getting the haircuts the other day. It was a surprisingly nice day, actually. Had a few of those this month. Today was sort of settling back into reality. They're calling for about an inch of snow overnight, but squarely in the 30s all day and blustery. Hey, there's an 800. I can't help it when I play Galaxian. I can't help but think of that Doug Funny cartoon where he's playing Space Monks, the video game addiction episode. Probably one of the funnier ones to me. Because they had valid points about balancing life and everything. But, plenty of things keep me up other than video games. Will admit, though, Elden Ring has cost me a couple hours. Loving that game. Can't wait to get comfortable enough on it to start playing it on channel. Got it for the PS4, so it's not going to look the super best. But more important, it looks fantastic for what it is, and it plays. Plays nice and smooth, aside from all the dying I do. But you've seen me die a million times in Fragment, so, dying the same amount of times in Elden Ring is a step up, I guess? Did not know you still got 150 for shooting the yellow ship as long as it was moving, so that's nice. Up over 10,000, meaning that I'll never beat this score tonight. Let's see if we could at least get to 11. That would be nice. It's also not happening because I forgot how to dodge. But hey, we're going good so far. 10,790. Always try and clear these rows out. If Space Invaders taught me anything, it's give some wiggle room. If Space Invaders taught me anything else, it's actually that these space shooters, not my forte. Yet I play the hell out of Galaga, and Galaxian came before Galaga. It is the old parent game, if you will. Nice row clear there. Now we're on the damn loop-de-loops. Hate the damn loop-de-loops. That time it didn't even do it. That time it did. I suck. There we go. Tough to miss when it's a foot away, but we'll take it. Important thing is we shot it, so we kept the ship and we keep rolling. Speaking of keep rolling, just about to pass 3,500. There it is. There it is, 800. That's what we're looking for. Anybody else remember that Doug Funny cartoon? I wonder if anybody made a version of Galaxian to look like Space Monks. Put in the little cutscenes and everything. Game always reminded me of Galaxian. I think I only saw the episode like once. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. That was the worst death ever. I just sort of sat there and watched a shot hit me. I'm sorry, guys. That was embarrassing, and I did it on live camera. Thank goodness nobody's actually watching live. I'd have to turn in my gamer card. I'd just be a grumpy old guy. Not even that grumpy right now, just sort of down. Not super down. Not terribly so, but just not a good stretch of days, These things will happen. Late winter blues, if you will. Hey, caught the purple ship on the upswing there, and we're into stage 3. Stage 4? Oh shit, I'm not paying attention. Let's see here, late Easter this year. That is in April. Used to try and get out golfing right around Easter. It's been years since I've swung a club. Don't think I'm getting back into it this year. Also amazed I had consecutive scores up over 10,000. I really am in a groove right now, and I don't think it's lasting past this next playthrough because my thumb's already feeling sore as hell. but I am streaming, and streaming I shall continue to do. Just gonna play Galaxian tonight. Something nice and chill. Hopefully you guys don't mind, but honestly, my most viewed video on this channel is Tower of Doom. So maybe there's something to the chill retro game that brings out the not unwatchable portions of me. Maybe it's just the fact that Tower of Doom is that awesome a game, and it really, really is. Like, again, I keep impressing that Dot Hack Fragment, not a JRPG, at least not what we consider a modern JRPG. It doesn't meet those criteria in the least. What it is a fantastic dungeon crawler with some pretty interesting RPG mechanics. Certainly got more depth than you'd expect for a game of its age. Yeah, I'm just... When it's blinking off screen like that, I ain't touching it. There we go. Didn't think I was making wave 2 on this playthrough. I thought this would be the old laying an egg after a couple successes. But, you know, we're at least acquitting ourselves ably here. I'm guessing 3,500 is where I gotta be to feel okay with a run for myself. Pretty sad that I have to guess a personal line, but you know, this is me here. Just dodged that one, which means that I wasn't paying attention. That's the shorthand. Just dodged meant I realized it was flying right for me, and I finally hit the direction button. Oof. Let's see here. Other things I could throw out there. Dot Hack Network has put out a series of shorts explaining, you know, frequently asked questions in Fragment. Very grateful to them for that, because, you know, Erroneous over there at Dot Hack Network has quite a reach in the community. I would say DHN is probably the #1 place we pick up Fragment players these days. Every now and then people will find the NetSlum server of their own volition, but more often than not they find Dot Hack Network just looking for Dot Hack fandom stuff. And then they kind of find out the Fragment is a thing and playable. Not necessarily in that order, not necessarily in the means I really feel like talking about tonight, but you know, those are the bullet points that are typically checked off. Gotta actually hit some things here. There we go, 3,500. Made a very low bar for myself to accept, you know. But, you know, awesome to see the work that the folks over at Dot Hack Network have put in. Of course, I post my Fragment Friday runs there. Ironic to call them that in a sense, because they're almost never on a Friday. Honestly, Friday is a day I try and set time aside for the family, and unless they all have more important things going on, I typically don't play too much of anything, especially not Fragment that day. Couple weeks there I was doing some D&D. I keep wanting to get a camera and set up and do like live action tabletop gaming, but at the same time I'm worried that that's just too intensive and life invasive. Plus it means I have to learn how to use more tech, and that's never fun. Am somewhat giddy though. This year I've really sort of got back into Dungeons and Dragons in a somewhat meaningful way. You know, me and my buddy one in particular, we'd always talk about it on the phone. He's a very avid DM, campaign designer, and whatnot. And we'd always talk over points and class builds and whatnot, mainly just for gigs. Last year, we spent a good couple months fleshing out the theology for his current campaign's world. Well, one of his current campaigns. He's playing in a few and running a couple. Hats off to him for that, by the way. I could barely keep one straight. 8120, I could live with that. But it started out being a theology light mix, and it ended up with like a ton of gods. I want to say at least a dozen. And there are active gods, inactive gods, things like that. It's all very fascinating, mostly to me in the sense that we went so far off the original pitch, but we had some fun working on some stuff and, talk things out. He allowed me to be a bit of a sounding board and was more than patient with me as I tried to literally turn everything into a dad joke. Some of them actually made the cut, so I was, thrilled and honored with that. But that sort of rekindled the old passion. I've actually been DMing for my wife and son. Not doing anything great by any means. Running Lost Mine of Phandelver. Had the starter set here for years. I had picked it up for the missus. She said she wanted to try DMing and just never got around to it. So I cracked the box and they're playing through Lost Mine of Phandelver. Having some fun with it. Recently picked up a copy of Kobold Press's Vault of Magic because compendiums are kind of my thing past the source books. I don't get too much into campaign settings and things like that, but a good compendium is always useful. And it's the kind of thing that'll, even after you're, done playing that iteration of the game or playing a different system entirely, a cool magic item is a cool magic item and is perfect inspiration for an item in a different game at another time. And this boasts over 900 magic items. So very cool book, and it's been a fun read through. It took me a matter of minutes to find a couple of items that they ended up getting in the subsequent session. Also ordered the new Mordenkainen's book coming out in May from Wizards of the Coast for D&D. Mordenkainen's Monsters of the Multiverse. I know everyone's kind of bashing it because it's a lot of rehash stuff. It's a lot of stuff that appears in other books and it's somewhat condensed. And, as I say it out loud, that's kind of exactly what I'm looking for in a book. A nice, concise thing that's going to give me, things I would normally have to buy 2 or 3 books for. I don't make a ton of purchases. 1, because I don't have the time and effort to put into it. 2, because I really don't like spending that much money on my hobbies anymore. Especially with the way the world is. Kind of important to enjoy times, but set aside, because we're in year 3 of hoping things get better. And on a global scale, they're certainly not in the best place. I don't even have to pretend that I'm alluding to anything specific. Just look outside. The world's not in the best shape. Hopefully we can get back there. Little steps at a time. That was a nice row clear for no good reason. Certainly not intentional. See, I hit the yellow ship before the red ship, and that's the difference between an 800-point bonus and a 300-point bonus in that situation. Did it again. But, surviving and taking 300 is slightly higher on my list than losing my last life for that extra 5. especially as we're approaching what could potentially be our third score in the 5 digits. Certainly got off on this round like a house on fire. And we did it. Now it's just taken down 10,790. Hey, we did that too. New high score, everyone. Didn't get the 1100 though. I took my eyes off the prize. What was I thinking? Okay, I got one more in me. That was one heck of a run we had there. But yeah, So anyway, getting back, because I lost focus entirely. We did the D&D stuff, mentioned .hack network. On a fragment front, Neck and Nosuke has started a bit of work delving into the historic crab server for a bit of a passion project that I must say is already yielding some interesting results. I don't want to get too specific on it, but my goodness, may it lead to some more very interesting, very peculiar runs. And I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been checking out the fragment stuff here in 2022. I know there hasn't been as much of it as years past, but I'd like to think I'm still hitting some top tier material. Of course, we got the last Samurai run in right around the end of last year, the start of this one. Got a level 99 character, and my Wave Master is in the upper 80s, so we've been taking down some high level fields. Also doing a slow reworking of the Learning to Die Less series with brand new Wave Master character Wee T. It's like BT, but tiny. So wee as in wee little t. Could have also gone with lowercase t, I suppose. A lowercase bt would have been more on the point, but I didn't want to do an exact clone of BT, but tiny. I wanted to give it my own little spin. Honestly, it was an Emu's idea. I'd originally thought about making a female Wave Master. I was, originally going to name her Gigs to go on card 2 with dogs. But one of the things I have answered a few times is that, the cosmetic choices you make in character creation actually do have tangible effects on the stats for your character. Very subtle at first, but it's noticeable as you level up. For instance, character gender, height, and width, whether your character is larger or smaller, will affect your hit points and starting skill points. Only 8,100 there. You know what? Let's do one more. I can do one more. So Emus had suggested I try perhaps the exact opposite of what I did with Dionysius. In reality, with Dionysius, I just made the character that I would have played as a kid, big, giant Wave Master, because I was a big, giant kid who liked wizards and caster classes. Playing that character model has yielded some interesting results. For instance, you'll notice very early on, if you go through my old, 480p classics for the Learning to Die Less series, my SP pool was absolute shit. I can maybe cast once or twice the whole way up to level 10. It was a struggle to do anything but basic ROM spells. I believe Annie Dawn was the first thing I had any success with because it was actually killing monsters. But I did wind up with a rather robust hit point total by the time I got to level 10, and that's actually paid dividends here later on. My Wave Master sitting at level 85 actually has more hit points than most Wave Masters will see at level 99 if they got there. And again, I don't know how to use Cheat Engine, not even going to learn. Not my thing. 3640. I got one more because these are going terribly. So we restarted with Wee Tea, and the hit points not quite where Dionysius were, but we're already casting spells ably with her. I want to say she's only level 7 or 8 right now. I need to get back on that and get her up to level 10 and finish off episode 2. That's been in the works for about a week and a half now. Just very little time to record. Also, I've yet to do the Weekend Warrior this week. Not the Weekend Warrior, Fragment Friday. Weekend Warrior's been a dead series now for a few weeks. That was fun while it lasted, but honestly, I find myself playing my main more these days at level 99 just because there's no reason not to. Did find a compelling reason to pause on some of the fields today, but it's also an interesting run and the kind of thing I can't say too much about because it will spoil a future upload, I'm sure. But I'm playing my Blade Master enough that I don't need a series dedicated to playing a melee character. I'd also thought of keeping the Weekend Warrior series, but playing different games like Adventure Quest 3D. But again, not nearly enough time, and trying to refocus on things and get myself back in a place where I've got a little time to relax and not everything feels like it needs to be done immediately or else. Truth be told, most of the time that's where things are. But you do what you can and you move on. Also worth noting that I've been doing Dungeons and Doom Nights uploads. Gonna try and get another one of those out this week here. Have beat the game at this point. Beat it on the file I was playing just for enjoyment on the final ROM. There we go. We're at least up over 5,000 on the final, and this is the final run because it's getting later. We're already after 10 o'clock here, which isn't super late, but I did want to try and get the Fragment Friday filmed before I headed upstairs. And I'll more than likely be getting up with everyone else at about 6 o'clock in the morning when it's time to get the boy out for school. Tomorrow's my day off, but going to spend it making some cinnamon buns and doing my taxes. Also supposed to go to a school thing, but we had signed up for that before my son decided he wanted to try his hands at amateur boxing. So we'll have to see about that tomorrow when tomorrow comes, because honestly, I'm still kind of on the fence about it tonight. Trying not to let it bum me out too much. How that's part of the reason I'm streaming is so I could stop sort of gnashing my teeth on it. I know, kids will be kids. It's just... Quick save there. Yep, that was dumb of me. But hey, we got over 10 thou. Never did hit 11 thou. But you did get to listen to me ramble my ass off for 35 minutes, so there's that. Hopefully the Galaxian play was interesting, at the very least the iteration we played. Hopefully that was something you hadn't seen before and was interesting to you. This has been a grumpy old guy gaming, and again, as sincerely as it can be put, thank you. Just in general. Even if I don't have a reason to say it, maybe there's a reason you need to hear it. So, thank you. Take care. We'll see you around.